This episode of Soldier Knows Best is brought to you by Netflix. Hey, what's up guys, Soldier Knows Best here. This is another video where I talk about the state of tablets. And I like to do this video every few months because tablets are ever changing and a lot more people are becoming more interested in it. And I just really think that 2012 is going to be the year of the tablet. Forget, 2010 when the iPad 1 came out. I think 2012 is going to be a really big year for tablets where we see a huge jump in not only the market share, but just people are starting to enjoy their tablets more and manufacturers start to make better tablets. Because this year in 2011, of course, we had the iPad 2 that was released. Not a huge difference between that and the iPad 1. So some people decided to stick with their iPad 1s, but it was a tablet that people who were kind of waiting out for the cameras, those few people who are really actually going to use the cameras. But anyway, people who wait for the cameras and things like that, they went ahead and jumped to the iPad 2. But there still was a big market of people who didn't want to spend $500 on the tablet or who didn't prefer iOS. They actually preferred Android. And we finally got the first answer to the iPad, and that came as far as the Motorola Zoom, which wasn't the best attempt as an answer to the iPad. But then things started to get better with the Galaxy Tab and also the BlackBerry Playbook, which I really like. And even the HP Touchpad, even after its fire sale, there was a good amount of competition out there in different tablets that people can choose from. But over the past couple of weeks, I think we really saw a new stable in tablets with the release of the Amazon Kindle Fire and also the Barnes & Noble Nook tablet. And the reason why I say that is because of the price point of these tablets. And they're at a very affordable price point of the Kindle Fire being $200 and the Nook being $250 that a lot of people can afford. But also too, these things are not crappy products. They're really good products, and the screen of Nook didn't come on. And it's not coming on. I guess the battery's dead. But anyway, they're not crappy products. They're actually really good products that I think at that price point you'll be able to enjoy. And so what is coming up next for next year in 2012, and why do I actually say I think it's going to be the biggest year so far for tablets? Because one, we have these budget tablets, and I say that respectively. We have these budget tablets around between $200 and $300 tablets that are coming out, and going to be more and more coming out next year. Number two, we're going to see the iPad 3. Of course, we're going to see that thing. And there's already been rumors and speculation circling around that the Retina displays for the iPad 3 have already gone into manufacturing. Apple's going to start manufacturing those displays and getting them shipped out so they can go ahead and start completing the iPad 3 orders probably in early 2012. So that's definitely a given. Now, that's something that's, again, it's still a rumor, but I'm like 95% sure the next iPad 3 will have a Retina display. But Apple's not going to drop the price of the iPad 3 to $500. That's not going to be their answer to the Kindle Fire and to the Nook. And some people say they don't really have to answer the Nook, which I do agree with that, or answer the Fire, these $200 tablets. But I think the big thing for Apple next year is going to be the iPad 2 dropping down to probably around $350 or so. If they can get it to $300, it's going to be even better. But I think around between $300 and $350, they'll drop the iPad 2 there. And then I think a lot of people will say, well, I don't need the iPad 3 because me personally, I think the iPad 3 is going to be more of a 4S update, like the 4S was for the 4 or the 3GS was to the 3G. I think they may even call it the iPad 2S. Who knows? But anyway, I think besides the Retina display, it's not going to have that much of a difference between the current generation of iPads. So if they drop that iPad 2 down, that'll get those people who don't want to spend $500 and don't really need all the wham and bam with the iPad 3 to go and get that iPad 2 at an affordable price. And then along with the Kindle Fire and the Nook and all these other tablets coming out, a lot of people, and especially in that marketplace, are looking for that budget tablet will be able to get it. So that's why I think 2012 is going to be a really big year. So me personally, I would say unless you're looking to get one of those budget tablets like the Fire, I would say definitely go ahead and get those tablets now, because nothing else is going to be coming out around that price point for the rest of the year, and I haven't heard anything for early 2012. But if you're thinking about getting something like the iPad or the Galaxy Tab or something like that that's around that $500 price point, I will honestly say go ahead and wait out a couple more months. You already waited this long, so go ahead and wait out a couple more months for the new ones to come out, or to see what these other companies do to answer these low prices from the other tablets. So I would say wait till early 2012. We should definitely see some new and better tablets coming along the way. So anyway, guys, it's just my opinion about the current state of tablets. And of course, I already reviewed the Amazon Kindle Fire, and I don't know by the time of this video, I may have a review up of the Nook if I don't check for it later. So anyway, guys, that's just my opinion about the current state of tablets, and also just my future predictions for tablets coming up in early 2012. Anyway, before we head out of here, I'm going to take one last look at our sponsor for this video. And today's sponsor is Netflix. Netflix has a community of over 23 million people right now that are streaming movies to their TV set via a built-in application, or you can do it via the Xbox or your PlayStation 3, your Nintendo Wii, your cell phones now can all stream movies via Netflix. You have thousands of titles to choose from. There are no late fees, no due dates, nothing like that. You just simply get a low rate for the monthly service and see as many movies as you want at an instant just with the press of a button. So you want to go ahead and try a Netflix and go to netflix.com/soldier and get a free 30-day trial. Go to see what you've been missing out with Netflix. Again, go to netflix.com/soldier. All right, guys, again, thanks for watching this video. Please leave a comment down below about what you think about the state of tablets and what are you looking forward to next year in 2012 from the iPad or from the next generation Zoom or the next generation Galaxy Tab. What do you want to see in a tablet next year? And thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you later. Peace.